Well, was it around that time you partnered with Robert De Niro on the Tribeca Grill restaurant?
I remember this very, very well. We were actually doing reshoots on the first Power. Okay. They changed the ending. The movie was testing so well, they decided to set the ending up, make it a little bit bigger, put a little bit more money into it, but also open the door to a sequel, which to this day I still think we should have made. And I think we can still go back, and tell a pretty cool story, to be honest. There's a book coming out, actually, that's a novelization of the first Power, and I'm writing the foreword to that. I shoot literally a 22-hour day. Okay, a 22-hour day. And I get home as the sun comes up Saturday morning, and I take a hot shower. I pour myself a quadruple scotch. I'm living in Laurel Canyon. I have a garden that nobody else can see. And I walk out there butt naked in the sun in California with my scotch. And I'm about to, have a drink and go to sleep. The phone rings. It's 10 a.m. now on a Saturday morning. I thought, who the heck calls me at 10 a.m. on a Saturday? If they know me, they know not to do that. And this is back when you could, screen the call and hear the incoming call, right? And so beep, leave your message, beep. I said, hello, hey, it's Bobby. I'm in Vancouver. I'm doing a movie with Sean. And I'm like, diving for the phone because I had met Bobby at the Deauville Film Festival where La Bamba had premiered. Another ridiculously long story. I dressed up as a bellboy, got in his room and delivered champagne. So at any rate, we now know each other. We're now friends. And he calls me up, and he was making We're No Angels with Sean Penn in Vancouver at the time. And he says, hey, listen, I'm opening up this restaurant. This is, I think, 1989, because we opened up in 1990. Bill Murray and Sean Penn and Mikhail Baryshnikov and, tons and tons of people come into invest in this restaurant. And I was one of the original investors and very proud of it to this day. I mean, it's a mainstay now. I mean, Bobby had such vision to go, because Tribeca was very, very industrial at the time. It wasn't really, a place where you would go out to dinner, but he had a vision, and Tribeca Grill attracted all sorts of other restaurants, and now it's this vibrant, wonderful place that even tourists go.
Well, 5 years later, after you guys launched the Tribeca Grill, Robert De Niro partners up with Nobu Matsuhisa.
And so the Nobu opens up next to the Tribeca Grill, which is fantastic.
Right. So he ends up being one of the main investors in Nobu, and now Nobu is a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Not only restaurants, but hotels as well. I stayed at the Nobu Hotel in Atlanta last time.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
there.
Great. I'll have to keep that in mind.
So did you get a chance to invest in Nobu as well?
No. I wish I had. Are you kidding? That would have been huge.
Right.
It's like Forrest Gump and Apple. You know what I mean?
So he didn't, even after all the success of Tribeca Grill, he didn't say, hey, I got this new restaurant idea.
I think Tribeca did so well that he realized he didn't need as many investors. He could keep a lot of it to himself.
Well, then in 1992, you work on Shadow of the Wolf.
Yeah.
With Donald Sutherland. Now, you already worked with his son, Kiefer Sutherland, so now you got the whole father and son thing going on.
Exactly. Yeah, Donald was wonderful, and Kiefer and I, we've done like 5-6 films together. So it was a real honor to work with Donald. Donald was an amazing presence. God rest him. Very particular cat. Very specific guy. Does not suffer fools. So, you can't be a goofball around him.
Right. Well, on set, you met Jennifer Tilly, and you guys were briefly engaged.
Yeah, man, we dated for a number of years. We were engaged, briefly. It's funny because Brandon's birthday was pretty recent, and he would have been 60, Brandon Lee. And I posted a shot. I had cooked him, like a Sunday dinner, and he was over at the house with Steve Lukather, who's still a very, very dear friend, singer and guitarist for Toto, and Jenny was there at the time. So yeah, the film that I've written about Brandon was about those times, in that the people that hung out at my house, when I was single, and I used to have a poker game every Monday night for like 20 years. I mean, Brad Pitt and George Clooney used to hang out. Dave Schwimmer before Friends. The entire cast of 90210. Jason and God bless Luke Perry. He was a regular as well. And including like Brandon and Kiefer and people like that. So we were this really interesting, sort of interconnected group that were making movies and hanging out. I probably an older iteration of the Brat Pack, if you will.